is SBA review topic number 3 on fractions. There's 3 types of operations that we really need to pay attention to for fractions. Adding and subtracting, we use butterfly or common denominator. For divide, we use keep, flip, flop, or we multiply straight across. For the first fraction, for the adding, subtracting, I'm going to use butterfly, and then we'll use common denominators right below. So for butterfly, you need to loop up your cross products. Make sure you bring up the operations from down below, and I multiply through my wings. 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 8 would be 18. So we have 12 plus a negative 15 all over 18. Now I use my integer rules to add or subtract the numerators. I have a positive 12 and negative 15. The signs are different, so I will subtract. I have more negatives than positive, so my numerator will be negative, still over 18. The only difference though is if I use butterfly, sometimes I'm gonna need to simplify more often than common denominators. So I can see that both a 3 can go into the top and bottom. So my final answer would be negative 1. 3 goes into 18 6 times, so negative 1 over 6. For dividing fractions, I need to make sure that I keep, flip, flop. So keep 2/3, flip, divide to multiply, and flop the second fraction over. Now I multiply straight across to get negative 12 over 15. I can simplify by dividing the top and bottom by 3. And 12 divided by 3 is 4. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So negative 4 over 5. The big thing to remember for multiplying and dividing with positive and negative is your integer rules. So right away I would know that the signs are different, my answer will be negative. Whereas on this one, where I'm multiplying the two, the signs are the same, so my answer will definitely be positive. And to multiply, it's actually the easiest one, but a lot of times we forget. We just need to go straight across. So 2 times 5 is 10. 3 times 6 is 18. Let's go ahead and divide the top and bottom by 2 to get 5 over 9. So now when we have 3 different fractions, it's easier to use common denominators. If you want to use butterfly on a problem like this, you can please ask me to show you how to use butterfly. But common denominators on this one will be much easier. I have 1/3 plus negative 5/6 minus a negative 4. I need to make that whole number into a fraction by putting a 1 under it. And I also know right away, if I see minus a negative, that's going to become a positive 4. So let's figure out the common denominator. What does 3, 6, and 1 all go into? I know that 3 can go into 6. I know that 6 can go into 6. And I know that 1 can go into 6. So that would be the common denominator, what they all go into. 3 goes into 6 2 times, so I multiply the top and bottom by 2. 6 goes in 1 time, so I'm technically multiplying the top and bottom by 1. And 1 goes into 6 6 times, so I multiply the top and bottom by 6. Now I'm going to be just adding and subtracting the numerators. The denominators need to stay the same. I use my integer rules. So a lot of you guys have been combining your positives, which works also. So 2 plus 24, which is 26, plus a negative 5. Now the signs are different, so I'll subtract to get 21 over 6. I can make that a mixed number as well, or I can leave it as an improper fraction. The mixed number would be 6 going into 21 3 times, which would be 18. So 3 over 6 left over. Divide the top and bottom by 3 to get 1/2. 3 and 1/2. Running out of room. If you kept it improper, you would still need to make sure to simplify by dividing the top and bottom by 3 to get 7 over 2. All right, last problem that we're going to do together. So you poured 2/3 of juice from a 2-liter bottle while serving guests at a party. How much is still left in the bottle? So first we need to figure out what 2/3 of 2 is. This keyword of right next to a fraction cues us in for the operation of multiply. So 2/3 of 2 liters. Now I multiply straight across. And I make it into a mixed number so it's easier to see how many liters we actually used up. So we used 1 1/3 liters. But that was out of a 2-liter bottle, and they want to know how much is still left in the bottle. So we need to actually subtract that 1 1/3 from the 2 liters. So I would end up with only 2/3 left over, 2/3 of a liter. And that concludes fractions.